Welcome to today's episode of Clear Lake Connections, where we talk to the people behind the businesses of Bay Area Houston. I'm proud today we have John Milstead with Irma's Nutrition Center. Welcome.
Thank you very much. We appreciate being here.
Tell us a little about the history of Irma's and how it got started and where you kind of are today. I hear you have some big news for us.
Well, the history of Irma's starts in 1967. I think it's the longest continually operating business in Nassau Bay, one of the longest continual operating businesses in the Bay Area. In 1967, a vitamin store was opened in the Nassau Bay shopping village, and it's continued to today. We're the fourth owner. The name comes from Erma Barnett, who was the third owner, who bought the business on 800 square feet and just wanted a small vitamin store. And she was in there by herself. And the nice story, the fun story for us is that when my daughter was 9 years old, Irma hired her to do little small things in the store and just, cleaning up and that kind of thing. And in order for our daughter to go to work there, Irma had to meet my wife, Ellen. And Irma and Ellen got to be closest friends. And then eventually they built the business up so that Ellen worked there full time. And then unfortunately in 98, we lost Irma to cancer. And we bought the business from her husband. And he told us he wanted to sell it, and he didn't want to sell it to anybody but us. And so he did, and he retired, moved away. And so we've had it since then. And in 2004, immediately after we bought it, we moved it from 800 square feet to 2,400 square feet and put in food. And then after that, 2 years after that, the space next door to us became available, so we went to 4,300 square feet and put in more food and more vitamins. And so we had a full line health food store there. And then we wanted to expand, but the opportunities to expand in that shopping center were very limited. And then in 2018, Methodist Hospital came to us and said, hey, we're going to tear this down and you guys need to find a new home. And so we had an opportunity to look. That was in November 2018. And for 10 years previous to that, every time we had driven by the store that used to be the boat store over there, and then was the Salvation Army store, every time we drove by it, Ellen would say, that's where Irma should be. And so in November, Methodist told us we were going to have to move. In February, that property came on the market and we were able to buy it. And so now we're on about 12,000 square feet, and it's a beautiful store. We're really proud of it, and it gives us a lot more opportunity to do, to be more of what we want to be to our customers in the Bay Area.
Yeah, Bay Area, Nassau Bay, lucky to have a business like that with that longevity and that passion for healthy food. Where does that come from?
Ellen came along and got associated with Irma, and my daughter got the bug and got really interested in it. And so since then, we've just been 24/7 involved in natural foods and in health foods.
But first, a word from Shari Sweeney with the Clear Lake Area Chamber of Commerce.
We have an exciting opportunity for you to hear our Texas Comptroller, Glenn Hager. There's a lot of excitement and a lot of folks worried about what's happening financially to the state of Texas. Glenn Hager on February 9th at noon is going to give a brief 30-minute webinar that you can check out to hear what is happening in the state. And so far, it's looking good. Go to clearlakearea.com for more information.
So it's the new year. People are making resolutions. Yes. When it comes to food, what are some of the more common ones? What are some that you would recommend people actually focus on for the coming year?
Well, one of the things that happens at the new year is people make resolutions to start on January 1st, and by January 18th, they've already said this is not something I can do. The easiest thing to do is to make small adjustments to your diet because most people want to lose weight. So if you make small adjustments to your diet, and the easiest adjustments are probably to change to a keto or a paleo diet, and that will enable you to lose the weight, and it'll get you on a sustainable diet that you can go forward with and be healthy from now on.
Okay, and you provide all of those
Yes.
ingredients or meals.
Those are core competencies on our part. Yes.
Okay.
We probably have, as far as one of the things that people need to get away from a lot of times is gluten. And we have probably the largest selection of gluten-free foods in Texas in our store. And that's something that we've developed along the way. Back in the 90s, gluten-free meant like you were eating cardboard. Now gluten-free is delicious and very available, and there are more and more opportunities to eat gluten-free and still not compromise taste and texture and that kind of thing.
Yeah. So your involvement with the Nassau Bay Food Market, I read that you have had it continuously every Saturday for however many years.
Only farmers market.
Farmers market.
Yes. Yes.
Only missing 2
Yes.
2 weeks.
Yes.
And that was because of hurricanes.
Yes.
Tell me about the farmers market and how you got started with that, and what keeps that drive going.
When we went to food in 2004, we had customers who would come in and say, can you sell my tomatoes or whatever? Would you like to buy those from me and sell them in the market? And of course, our answer was, can you provide them year round? Because we have to be able to provide organic produce year round, and no local grower could do that. So Ellen and I were talking one day, and she said, I'm going to start a farmer's market. And I said, that's a worthy goal, And so we started with 3 vendors, and they would set up card tables outside our initial location, our first location, the 800 square foot location. And they would come in and they would open at 10, and by 10:15, 10:30, they'd be sold out. And so then we expanded that, and when we moved to the larger spaces, we moved that market, which was in front of the Nassau Bay Shopping Village, and that accommodated us very well. We needed more room, we needed a lot more space, but we were very space limited there. It was an extremely successful market. We decided to make it an organic market. So the rules are, if you've got produce, it has to be organic. If you've got meat, it has to be free range or grass fed. And whatever you sell, you have to make yourself. So when you're buying something at our farmer's market, the producer is on the other side of the table selling it to you. And that's been a very rewarding thing. I guess the first thing I have to say is everything that we sell, everything that those vendors sell in the farmer's market, we sell in Irmas. But we've never looked at it as a competition. We've always looked at it as a local opportunity for people to come and enhance their diets. And
It's really the ultimate BuyIntoBayArea story.
yes.
Giving local people, the opportunity to, like you said, they didn't meet your business criteria,
Right.
but you were willing to, in some way, allow them, marginally to compete with you. But it really is. It's the ultimate BuyIntoBayArea success story.
Thank you. Thank you. We appreciate that. It has been these are, right now there are 22 vendors, and those are 22 of the smallest businesses anywhere. That's the definition of a small business. And those folks can't afford bricks and mortar, but they have a really worthwhile product or series of products to sell, and we give them the opportunity to do that. And we have a very, very loyal customer base. It's growing and growing. Since we moved from the Nassau Bay Shopping Village, which had maybe 5,000 cars a day going by it, to Nassau Road 1, which has 85,000 cars a day going by it, our business has grown, and the business in the farmers market has grown. And so more people are finding us. And it's been, that's just, we think it's the best farmers market in the Houston area. Our vendors are super folks, and they raise very high quality products.
That's awesome. So tell me about the last 9 months. Okay, I know a lot of businesses have faced challenges, but have you gotten any opportunities out of it? Have you seen maybe a trend in your business that you feel is due to the way things have unfolded these last 9 to 10 months?
Yes, we're pretty much the definition of an essential business. We sell people food. And when the COVID shutdowns happened, nobody could go out to eat. They closed down all the restaurants, and so people had to eat at home. And so immediately our requirements from our customers spiked, and the first challenge was getting our inventory up so that we could meet the challenges for those folks to come in. The second thing was sanitation and safety. And so we brought in the health department. We asked them for some help and tell us how to set this up and tell us how to be safe. And we've had them come back a couple of times and monitor what we're doing and tell us that we're within their parameters, and we always have been well within their parameters for safety. But the primary thing has been that people are eating at home, and with more people having to stay at home, can't go out and get to a restaurant. People are cooking more, and they're getting to be good cooks. And so we've seen people's requests and demands, and hey, can you guys get this, and can you guys get this? And if we don't have something in stock, if we don't stock a product and somebody says they want it, we probably will order it for them, just to get it to make that customer happy, and then to see if we can expand into that particular product. And that's one of the ways that we've grown is our customers have said, like to have this. And we have when you think about where we are, right across the street from the Johnson Space Center, we probably have the smartest, most sophisticated customer base in the United States. And they know what they want, and they read labels. And that's one of the things that we like about our folks is they read labels. Our staff has over 100 years in the nutrition industry on the floor at any given time.
So you mentioned you're probably the longest running, continuously running business in at least Nassau Bay, probably
Yes.
the Bay Area. What do you attribute that to?
I think the old real estate axiom of location, location, location. The customer base that's in this area is a very highly educated, sophisticated customer base, and they know what they want, and we try to give it to them. If they want clean food, if they want high purity, high nutritional value, we try to give that to them, and we think we do a really good job of it, and they do too.
Yeah, obviously they trust you. What do you think builds that trust over time?
We don't have customers, we have family members, and we get to know our folks when they come in, and I look at our sales every day and see who the new customers are and ask, one of the things that we want our folks to do is to ask questions. Is this your first time in the store? In fact, just before I left to come over here, I intended to be here about 20 minutes earlier, but just before I walked out the door, I ran into a gal in the store who said this was her first time in. So I gave her a tour and found out that her name is Shelley, and she's been looking for a place just like us. And Shelley, if you're out there, thanks very much for coming in. We spend time with them. We get to know them. They get to know us. We get to know their families. We have door frames that have children's growth charts on them as they've gotten bigger, and the kids know where their place is on the door, and they go over there and they say it's time for you to measure me again. And so we've maintained that family atmosphere. We have one of our key role players in our store is Tabby, and Tabby literally grew up in the store From the time she was about 2, she worked for us in high school and college. And she went away to college, and she came back and married and had a baby and came back to work for us. So we've been a family store. That's what we think we are, is a local mom and pop family store, and our customers are family.
Yeah, you focus on people. It's not the product.
Right.
It's the people,
Right.
and that shows. So is there anything else you'd like to tell us about Irmas?
I think the growth, the move to the new space has given us a lot of opportunities to expand the business and to bring in more inventory. We more than doubled our inventory when we moved over, and we're expanding it further. We're looking at some other things. We're considering organic beer and gluten-free beer and organic wine. We don't know whether we're going to do that because the inventory there is pretty significant, and the commitments to the alcohol beverage commission are significant. So I don't know if we want to do that, but people bring us ideas all the time. Our customers bring us ideas, and that's one of the messages that we want them to get. Is that if you want us to do something, just tell us. Let us know. And if you want something, ask us about it, and we'll look at bringing it in, and probably we will. And the farmers market continues to grow. We've added this year, and I'm talking about 21. We've added 4 new vendors already in January of 21. We probably won't make it much bigger than that because we look at quantity or quality over quantity, and there are just not a whole lot of folks who meet the criteria to be in the store or be in the market. If you come to our market, we want you to have a high level of expectation, and we want to meet it.
Yeah, and it's been a great pleasure meeting you. But your business lessons along the way are fascinating. This last one about listening to your customers. If more businesses would just do that, they might find additional success. So I appreciate you bringing that up. I want to thank you for coming out today. It's been wonderful. It's great to meet you, and let's hope to the next 20 years of success at Irmas. And
thank you. We hope so too, and we appreciate. We love Nassau Bay. We love the Bay Area. One of the things that I would say that our new location, we could not have gotten in there nearly as efficiently or smoothly without the help of the Nassau Bay city government. The mayor and the building folks and the fire folks have been just wonderful for us, and we saved thousands of dollars in mistakes by listening to them, and they were very generous with their advice. And we're fortunate to be in a community that's as great as Nassau Bay is. And I will say this. Nassau Bay has a program called Nassau Bay 101 for people to go and take and learn about the way the city works. Mm-hmm. And I took it, and I found out that we're a really well-run city, and I appreciate that very much.
Yeah, Nassau Bay is a great investor of the chamber, and they understand business, and that shows and really jives with what you're telling me. So again, great to meet you. Thank you for coming out, and continued success.
Thank you very much, Jameson. I appreciate it.
Hope you enjoyed today's podcast. Please subscribe so that you'll get future episodes where we talk to the people behind the businesses in Bay Area, Houston.